Aloha everybody and welcome to part 5 of Double Dragon Neon. In the last part I took out the plant creature Marion 2 in some kind of lab, and now we're heading to the second last stage, the Haunted Forest.
Awesome!
Okay, so this section is really tricky, mainly because they start you off with 2 lives when you enter the level. So I'm going to switch out my fireball with the spin kick.
He's a maniac, my lover boy maniac. He's a maniac, but I just keep spinning back.
So we're sliding down this ice cave on the lower jaw of Marion 2. Rest in peace, Marion 2. And you can only be on the jaw. If you move too far left, you'll go into the ice. You move too far right, you'll go into the ice. And that counts as being sucked out of the airlock in the rocket-powered space dojo. You'll lose a lot of life, and you'll respawn on the jaw. You won't die and lose a life instantly, but you'll lose a lot of life. And that kind of adds up after a while, especially when all the shinobis and the rocket-powered ladies are knocking you with their heavy attacks, and the knockback is big, right? It doesn't take much for Billy to go flying off the jaw right into the ice. So when you only have 2 lives and you can't carry that stuff over, this could be really, really, really annoying. Why do they have to have the rocket-powered jetpack ladies here? I mean, come on. When you're jumping and trying to attack them, use the kick button only, because if you use the punch button, you'll dive forward and fall off the jaw. You don't want to do that. If they have a baseball bat or a whip, try and get that item, because that'll make knocking them all off a lot easier. This is not a time limit thing. It's not like I'm waiting to get to the next section. I have to kill all the enemies before the next section will start. So, it's kind of a waiting game. Still, it's got a fantastic musical remix of the final stage in Double Dragon 1. Oh, and the lab level, the first lab level, was actually a remix of the first stage in Double Dragon 2 as well. So, good music. But, oh god! A Bobo just wasted one of my lives by knocking me off the jaw. Again, so easy to get knocked off. That's why I switched out to the spin kick, even though I didn't really use it all that much, because the spin kick, when you're surrounded by like 3 or 4 different guys, it's nice to just immediately do your spin kick and knock them all over the place and potentially get them off the jaw, you know? Still, they give you a lot of extra lives after that section, so good on way forward for that.
Desecration! Cumular!
Desecratious! Oh, Billy. Anyway, we're in the Haunted Forest, which means we got a lot of spooky, supernatural stuff going on in this stage, including our new enemy type. Oh god, zombies! The Relentless Revenants, Jiangshi. Honestly, they're probably the least intimidating enemy type in the whole entire game. Compared to, like, you know, the shinobis, compared to the geishas, compared to pretty much everything this game has thrown at us. The zombies just sort of hop around, and their moves are a little bit unpredictable because they don't move around like Williams in them. But they blow apart really easily, and then you can actually use their head as a weapon. I'm holding one of the zombies' heads, and I can use it to attack people. Ah, but this little weapon right here, oh god, this is power. This hunk of meat with an eyeball, I don't know what it's called. I'm just going to call it Soul Edge because it reminds me of Soul Calibur. But when you hit people with Soul Edge, you actually drain life from them. You'll see, like, green numbers show up on Billy when I hit people with that object. That's because when you hit people, it's stealing their life force and putting it into you. So that's actually a pretty good weapon to keep yourself alive for a very, very long time. The only drawback to Soul Edge is that it doesn't stay... It breaks pretty easily, and it doesn't make people flinch the way other weapons do. Like, if I hit people with a baseball bat, they'll get stunned, they'll really... You'll feel the rocking power of it, right? But when you hit people with Soul Edge, they never really get stunned, and they just sort of shrug and take it, and then they might immediately attack you after you've hit them with it. So, you gotta pay attention to that, because Soul Edge... It's useful, it sucks in a lot of health for you, but, you know... It doesn't do the job completely. Don't whip me! I was gonna hit you with Soul Edge, you bitch!
Release the Kraken!
Oh god.
I'd hate to fall down here. Ugh.
Even as skeletons, Williams are not too bright. Release the Kraken! This is like one of 2 video games I really like that uses that line. The other is Life is Strange, when Max Caulfield's looking at a soda machine. Release the Kraken! Yeah. Either way, folks. The Williams, they're skeletons now, but they still act like Williams. The Shuns, the Shinobis, they still act... They're skeletons, but they still act the same, you know. So this game is obviously a co-op game. This is a single-player playthrough, but I encourage people to do this with a friend, play with a friend, because the co-op in this game is pretty damn fantastic. It makes the game a lot easier when you have a friend. For one thing, if a character is knocked out, if they lose all their health in a fight, in a co-op game, then they actually stay on the ground for a little bit, like 10 seconds or so. And your buddy, your friend, can potentially go up to you and mash the B button to bring you back to life. This is very similar to how it was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the Ubisoft video game, where, you know, if you're getting beaten up by thugs and you can't really focus on it, or like a boss is shooting projectiles and constantly hitting you, then chances are your downed friend is probably going to lose a life because you can't heal them in time, you know? But if you are free, if you killed all the enemies in time, you can always bring them back with full health. Like, as soon as you revive them, their health will be filled, and they won't have lost a life. They won't lose a 1-up, so that's pretty damn good. Pretty damn swanky. Like I said, Jimmy has the exact same moves as Billy, so whatever you learn, you can tell your friend, oh, this is how you do this, because Billy and Jimmy fight exactly the same. Hi, Tapeworm. By moving the right analog stick, you can hold your character into a high five pose, which I've done numerous times in the single player, but I can't really take advantage of it because this is a single player playthrough. So when you hold up the analog stick, you'll do a high five, and then you can get an instant gleam or other bonuses when you tag your friend. So if you're if a boss fight's about to start, you know, maybe high five of each other, and you'll just be immediately stronger to deal out some damage, because, you know, why not? Co-op's pretty damn fun. Co-op's pretty damn fun. Anyway, we finally found another Tapesmith since level 2. There are only 2 Tapesmith shops in the whole entire game, believe it or not. So, I just upgraded my Fireball, I upgraded my Power Gambit, because those are the 2 main mixtapes I've been using the whole entire game. And I don't think I really crossed the 10 threshold. I don't think I needed to upgrade them at all. But, you know, just in case for some reason in the final stage I pick up so many Power Gambits that it goes over 10, I'm gonna upgrade it anyway. But, yeah, I'm just showing you with this playthrough, it's totally possible to beat normal mode without upgrading any of your mixtapes, just by collecting them normally and playing the game casually. It's totally easy to play this game in normal, but if you're playing this game on Dragon or Double Dragon, you're gonna need those Mithril, you're gonna need to visit those Smith tape shops. Tapesmith shops. Blah. Obviously, if you jump here, you're gonna take some damage, and that affects one of your kick combos, because every time you do kick, 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 the third kick will be Billy doing the spin kick thing, but it makes him jump up, and then you'll take damage from that thing, so you gotta watch out for that. But either way, folks, the spookiness is over. The spookiness is over! We are at the final stage of the whole entire game. We are at Skullmageddon's lair. Ah, and I screwed that up. God damn it. Still, I got a lot of cash, and there is a shop in Skullmageddon's lair as well. The Neon Fortress. This is the final stage of the game, folks. This is it. This is the end of it. Like I said, Double Dragon Neon is a digital game. It is not a super long one. It encourages multiple playthroughs so that you'll play it on Dragon and Double Dragon mode. Not the longest game in the world, but hey, for a beat-em-up, you don't want it to be super over the top. Just, oh my god, when's this game gonna end long anyway? So I'm not complaining too much, but the Neon Palace has a lot of great weapons, including the swords. There's lots of weaponry scattered throughout this place, and the sword is like one of the best weapons in the game. If you can find a sword, use it, because it cuts down people's health so quickly. Billy's above guns, but he's not above swords. So now we got ourselves a magical enemy, the Baoboshi. And the Baoboshi definitely has the most health of any enemy type in the game. It's the final level, after all. And he's got some really annoying attacks that if you don't use a weapon and kill him really quickly like I did, he has the ability to shoot lightning exactly where you are. It doesn't matter where on screen you are. He will shoot lightning directly on you, and if you're not dodge rolling out of the way, even if you're just crouching, you'll get damaged by that. So it makes the Baoboshi kind of annoying when they're just doing their animations and all of a sudden lightning hits you and, oh shit, I didn't know he was going to do that. They also have the ability to shoot this homing energy ball at you that you sort of need to let follow you and then dodge out of the way of because it goes a fair distance before it wears off. And it's a fairly big energy ball. It's not a tiny one either. It takes up a big chunk of the screen that, like, if you're playing in co-op, chances are one of you are going to get hit by that energy ball. But he also has the ability to whack you with his staff if you're super close to him, and you can duck under that. You can't duck under the lightning, you can't duck under the energy ball. But you can duck under his staff swings. Like I said, use weapons on Baoboshi. It drains his health a lot quicker than normal. And he can be knocked down, and you can hit him when he's down, unlike the Shinobi, so that's always good. But I like this place. This palace is really intense. It's got a bit of platforming and stuff in here as well. Oh, I should probably mention this. I know it's been a week since this Let's Play started, but I should warn you right now. If you're looking for Double Dragon Neon in Xbox 360, and then you type in Double Dragon in the search bar, right? And then you see that there's a Double Dragon 2, and you're like, oh my god, there's a Double Dragon 2? I should get that! Because if it's anything like Neon, then that's two awesome games. No, 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 no. WayForward designed Double Dragon Neon, and they had nothing to do with Double Dragon 2, and Double Dragon 2's remake on Xbox 360 is atrocious. Oh god! Ooh, that's one of the worst Double Dragon games ever. So I should warn you that, you know, I'm doing this Let's Play for Neon. Neon is great. Neon's awesome. And then after Neon came out, a year later they released Double Dragon 2 for Xbox 360. I'm not sure if it was on PS3 or PC, but I definitely know it was on a 360, and that got some pretty bad reviews. That was like one of the worst reviewed games of 2013, so do not get Double Dragon 2 Wander of the Dragon. I think that's the subtitle, but it's ugly as sin. It doesn't have the art style of Neon. It doesn't have the sense of humor of Neon. It's got this dumb thing where, like, you can't get to the good ending of the game if you use special abilities. Like, you can't shoot fireballs or do a spin kick. Otherwise, you get the bad ending of the game, because that's a vice. And the Billy and Jimmy cannot use vices. They have to rely only on skill. So that actually gives you a bad ending for using a spin kick once. What the hell kind of design is that? That makes no sense. And, like, the enemies can, like, totally hit you as soon as you get up and, like, infinitely spam hit you until you lose your life, which is so unfair, and, God, Double Dragon 2 is not a good game. Not a good game at all. Do not get Double Dragon 2. I am warning you right now, okay? I've warned you. Don't do it. Not unless you're looking for, like, a Bad Games Month playthrough sting or something. I don't know. Some people like playing awful games. I don't know why. You're all weird, man. You're all weird. You're all really weird. Oh, that music's so good. I love the music of Double Dragon Neon so much. Jay Kaufman of WayForward does such a good job. He's also composed a lot of music for Shovel Knight, the Shantae series. I know there's another one I really love. Oh, he did the remasters for DuckTales. DuckTales Remastered. Oh, God. Jay Kaufman does such a good job of music, man. Every time I play a game and I see that Jay Kaufman's the composer, I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. This is all good. Anyway, folks, this is the final shop. Just like the lab level, you have to hang on to a platform that's crumbling because there's an arrow pointing downwards, and then you go to the lower platform. The exact same thing as the lab level, so yeah. Skullmageddon is terrible manager. He never gave me adequate stock and changes my store hours with no warning. We are all fighting Lee, brothers. We need to work together. Either way, final level. I may as well buy as many extra lives as I can. Not that I need them. I'm not going to be dying much at the end, but this level's pretty big, folks. So come back for part 6 when I look at the second half of this stage. The next video will be 20 minutes long, and we're going to end this in part 6, the finale of Double Dragon Neon. See you then.